tonight. Just lay with me.
You are a great singer.
Thank you.
You brought a pig in, and you were good.
Not everyone has the chops to make it to Hollywood.
Okay, so we'll get to the pig here in a little bit, because from what I'm gathering, she's a huge part of the family.
Yes.
What I just played was the clip from your American Idol audition, and I believe it was week 4 of the celebrity judge round.
Yes, sir, it was. Yep.
Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that experience?
So, I mean, the whole American Idol experience is pretty nuts, man. I mean, before you even get to the celebrity judge round, you have to go through a whole bunch of preliminary rounds with, phone interviews with executives, and then we had to, fly out to L.A. Just to audition for the executives before we even got the chance to do the judge round, just like everybody else does through that part of the show. But yeah, it was super nuts, and it was crazy actually just being there, just because you're kind of shoved right into the whole world of TV, to where there's cameras around you constantly. Tinsley, my daughter, was getting mic'd up multiple times, and then we're getting pulled all over the place for throughout that day in LA for different interviews and things like that. And little pig Penelope, who was with us, actually was in her she was in her solo for 10 to 14 hours at a time, which is incredible. I don't know how she did it. But yeah, the day was a whole roller coaster in itself. We were actually getting interviewed by one of the producers at the time they told me that my turn was up. So I was not really ready at all, but we were sitting down, and then I had Pig on me, and then Taylor and JC were sitting next to me and stuff. We're getting interviewed, and then all of a sudden, hey, Marcus, you ready to go audition? And I'm like, oh, I guess so. So we go in there, and then, there's the lights and everything, and then everyone's mic'd up, so you hear their voices, ambient, all over the place. You don't really know where to look. Right. But I went in, and I started off with a song that I wrote for my daughter. It's just an acoustic song. And did that song. They liked it, and then they wanted to hear a little more, something with a little more dynamic. So I did in my own rendition of a song called Mine by Bozzy. I slowed it down a lot, and the guy, I think his name was Jeff, he was their musician that helped all the contestants with their performances and things like that. Super cool guy. But so we did we put together the rendition of Mine by Bozzy, and I did that for them, and they liked it. I got 3 yeses from all the judges. They actually came down, and it was me, JC, my wife with me, Taylor, my daughter with me as well, and then we had Penelope that stayed with us as well. And we all got to go in there together, and the girls were all sitting on the side while I was performing for them. And they got out of their chairs and hopped down and came down and said hi to everybody, gave us hugs, and saw Penelope. And then they actually took Penelope up. I don't know if there's a clip on TV. There might be, where they take Penelope up with them, and Luke Bryan's holding her, and then Katy Perry is freaking out because Penelope's screaming and stuff like that. But they held her and stuff, and it was super crazy. And then I did my song, and they really liked it. And you see in the clip when Katy Perry was I don't even care if you have a pig, but you have a great voice, or something like that. But it was, I don't know, the whole thing was surreal. But 3 yeses from them, and then from that point it was preparing and moving on to Hollywood Week.
So you made it to Hollywood, and
yep,
in the first round you did a solo, and you were safe.
Yeah. So the first round was Tennessee Whiskey is what I did, again with that Jeff guy as well. That went well. The crazy thing is they put us in a line, and then they separate you. So they go through each person. I think there's 10 of us. And then they're you stand back, you stand forward, and things like that. And everybody, I was at the end of the line, and everybody was standing forward. And then I hadn't gone up yet, but all the people in my line were really, really good. And so I thought I was done. I didn't think I was going to move on. There was 2 or 3 of us in the back of the line, while everyone else was standing forward. And then Katy Perry, of course, dragged it out and made it all dramatic and scared the crap out of all of us. But, and then she's the back row, you're moving on. And then, that, obviously we were all freaking out. But, we got into the next round, which was duets. which they had never done before. They came in that night after we had done the first round, and they told us what the next round was going to be. Of course, late in the night when everyone's all tired and stuff. And they're like, guess what? Something you can't prepare for is duet round. So they did that. And then they basically was just like, okay, pick your partner. And then it was like a lunchroom in like middle school or high school or something like that. Like everyone just stands up and like everyone's picking partners. And I had no idea like who to even go with or what to do. So like, and I looked around and everybody was picking this like everyone I already kind of knew. And keep in mind, I was like the oldest. I'm like one of the oldest in the whole show at this point. And so like, because I barely made the cut. So I'm just kind of chilling. And then everyone picked their partner, and then it got to where it was like me and like one or two other people, maybe three left. And then like the producers kind of put us together with partners just because we were like the last people. And I was paired with this girl, Natalie, who's super, like her vocals are insane. And but she was like one of the youngest. And then they threw everybody together, and then we all went up into the one of the rooms in the hotel to pick our songs. And me and Natalie went through a few songs. It took us a little bit to figure out like which song to do, just because there were so many, and like only a certain amount of people could pick each song. So like if you had, it was like first come first serve kind of deal. And then so yeah, this is like, you know, late in the night. I could say early morning. It was like 2 a.m, something like that. But we ended up on It's a Man's World, which I was super nervous about because I never sang that song before. Didn't really know, wasn't familiar with it. I've heard it, but Natalie said that she thought it was going to be good. So we practiced for a few hours and busted it out. And then once we actually performed it, we luckily nailed it, and then got standing ovations from the judges. And that was honestly probably the craziest round for me, just hearing the feedback that we got from Lionel Richie and stuff like that, and both of the other judges too. That part was crazy.
Yeah.
So we got through the next round, and then the final round was showcase round. And that round was pretty nuts, just because it was, again, late in the night, and it was like, I want to say 1 a.m, and they all stood up and they told us what the next round was, and that it was showcase, and to not do originals if you can. Pick one of the songs from the list, because that way you could save your originals for later and things like that. So they rushed us all to a hotel. We got to pick out one of the songs from the list. I unfortunately didn't know any of those songs. So I was just YouTubing on my phone trying to figure out which song I could kind of work with. I ended up on a song called Hold Me While You Wait by Louis Capaldi. Never heard it before. But, you know, YouTube and lyrics and stuff, and, you know, 3 a.m, just trying to learn the lyrics and get the whole thing together. I think I got like an hour of sleep that night, maybe overall throughout the whole week. I think because they make it like a boot camp for everybody. So we got I think I got like 8 hours of sleep throughout the whole week.
I'm sure at this point you're just running on fumes.
Oh, dude, running on like barely any fumes. Like, yeah, if you look at the clip, like I'm like beat, like that they posted on or that they aired or whatever. I was beat. It was barely running on anything for sure.
Right.
That whole day, as everyone, they obviously have to go one at a time, and while we're all waiting, that's like our little bit of chance to practice. So I went up these stairs and I found a closet that nobody was in.
Oh,
so
God.
I hid in the closet, and I just sat there and practiced my song. And like, I normally just do like ballads and things like that, or just stand and sing. But like, obviously it's American Idol and you have to get out of your comfort zone. So I like even had like little choreography type stuff going. Like I learned my moves. I was ready to go. And then it was either I was gonna nail it, like what I was hoping to do, or forget everything, completely blow it. Unfortunately, it was the latter of the two. And I got on stage and forgot like the second line, which in turn made me forget all the other lines after that. And I blacked out, blankness, and completely didn't sing really at all. So you don't sing, you don't move on.
Right. And Lionel Richie is just like, keep going.
Yeah.
And it's like couldn't.
So later on, I found out that that the judges, and I don't know where I was at this time, but the judges were saying that we know that everyone's tired. I think it was Lionel that even said this. I found out from JC later on, but like I guess Lionel got up and was like, "Look, we know all you guys are tired, so just get through the song. That's all we want you to do." I don't know where I was. I wish I could have heard that before I went on, but I was somewhere I never heard that, and I was obviously freaking out, just practicing or whatever. But all they wanted was for us to get through the song, and I did not do that. So yeah, Lionel was pretty bummed, and all of us were pretty bummed. But I mean, the experience overall was nuts, and I've learned a lot from the whole show and everything like that. So
Right.
don't regret anything, but yeah, I mean, it could have went a different way, I guess.
But it was still an awesome experience.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. It gives you a taste of like anybody who wants to be like make this a career, like you kind of have to understand like the whole spectrum of what you're getting yourself into. And
Right.
so that show, like being on that show, kind of gave us, all of us, like a teaser of what that kind of life would be like. And I mean, we're ready for it though. So
Well, that's awesome, and I mean that didn't stop you from doing what you love to do.
So yeah, man, being on the show, like it definitely, if anything, lit a fire. For us, we're taking music super serious now. Like this is what we want to do, and of course, like I wouldn't be doing. Honestly, I wouldn't even be close to being on a show like that without like the help from my wife and things like that. Like it's not just me. All I do is show up and sing, but like JC's the one who like all the posts and all the everything like that. Social as far as like an image or anything that we create, like it's all that kind of work. And I've actually been lucky enough to be a part of this Christmas album, which is done by a page called Quarantine Karaoke. It's a page that started because of, COVID, but they've actually blown up to like almost 1 million members, which is crazy. Joseph Myers is the guy who started the whole page, and now there's a whole bunch of us that are just having a whole bunch of fun on it. I think I've seen like a couple like younger kids, like 15 and 16, like go from just going live on it a couple of times to now you see a few months later and they're getting record deals and stuff. So it's a crazy awesome page, and we get to be a part of it. And there's this Quarantine Karaoke Legends Christmas album that will be coming out. I think it's available now for pre-sale. But it's me and I think 11, I might be off on the numbers, but I think like 10 or 11 other artists. Some of them are covers. Some of us have an original. I actually am one of them that have an original on the song. I wrote actually for the album itself. It's called Christmas is Here. Yeah, super, super awesome page. And that song, Christmas is Here, my original, is actually available right now. On bandcamp.com. You can download the song, or you can just go to the QK Quarantine Karaoke store on Facebook, and they have the whole album available for purchase as well. But yeah, we're just, between that and then just I'm writing my own stuff, and I have an EP that I'm working on, and so I'll be putting new music out soon. So yeah, man, the grind is for sure steady, and we're gonna make this thing, our career for forever.
Great, that's awesome, and I can't wait to hear more of the music that you put out.
So I have one of the other new originals I have, and both of them, by the way, all the music that I'm going to be putting out now is I'm working with my friend. His name's Brandon, with Soundbox Studios here in Phoenix. The dude's a beast. But with him, yeah, me and him got together and we produced the Christmas song, and then I also have another song called Good Morning coming out. And that song, I am having my daughter's whole class. I got together with her school, and their whole class is going to be actually providing vocals for me for the song. Just, there's a few lines here and there, but they're going to be performing on the song with me as well, and they love it.
Nice. So, can you tell us about your musical journey leading up to American Idol?
So, I think it was when I was like 17 or 18, actually. I was watching a video, believe it or not, I think it was a MySpace back when that was relevant.
Wow. That was
video of this guy singing a song with his guitar, and he was on a beach, and I think it was this guy Jason Reeves and Kopi Clay singing on a beach, and I remember watching it. I'm like, man, I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that. So I asked my mom for a guitar for Christmas, and yeah, she delivered. I got my first guitar, and then I just locked myself in my room and watched YouTube and just kind of self-taught chords based on like how they looked and stuff like that from like watching other people's videos on YouTube and stuff, and started writing. And then eventually worked my way up to doing like local coffee shops and things like that around my area. And then I worked my way into a band, and I was lead singer for a band. We did that for about, I think, 2 or so years, but it got to a point to where we were going to have to, go full into it or not. Otherwise, it wasn't going to last. And at that same time, I had just became a father. And so I think Haley was just born, if not maybe she was under 1, I think, at the time. And it's too conflicting, and it was just too much going on, and I couldn't commit to the band fully. And so made the decision to quit and just kind of honestly dropped music altogether for a while, and just did what I needed to do to be there for the girls, being a husband and father and things like that, provide. So, yeah, I mean, music honestly kind of dropped off for a while, and then eventually Taylor, my daughter, actually started to get interested in music. Both of us kind of did together. We were singing a song called True Colors. It was after she saw the Trolls movie, so she loved it. And we were just messing around. And my wife happened to record while we were doing singing and playing around with the song. And me and Taylor both did a little duet of True Colors. And then nothing really happened of it. We posted it, but I think it was like a year, maybe 2 years, got a call from the producer of The Ellen Show. And she's like, hey, your video's going viral right now of you and your daughter singing. Like, would you guys want to come in and be on the show? And I was just at work. I wasn't expecting that at all. And it wasn't anything we were taking seriously at the time. So we're just kind of rode that whole wave with them, and eventually got to a point where they wanted Haley and me to sing on stage. And like we were at an interview with their like final executive producer, and yeah, she wanted us to sing, and then Taylor like hid under the table, and like you can't even blame her. She's 5 at the time, and like she obviously was just singing with me. We weren't trying to be on TV or do anything like that. And so
Yeah.
The shyness and stage fright, I guess, kind of took over. So that didn't happen. But we were also reached out to, same video by like Little Big Shots and other things like that. That's obviously huge, and we weren't really ready for that, but it did light the fire in music again. And so me and Taylor started doing more duet, Disney songs and things like that, and we put them all up on our YouTube channel, which is Tinsley Time FOE on YouTube. So we have a whole bunch of stuff on there that everybody can check out. But yeah, I mean, that honestly is what kind of started back up, I guess, the whole journey in music for us, for sure.
Sounds like an awesome journey, and I think it's amazing that Haley's so involved in music.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes, she's a kid, and so sometimes, like I'll be singing, like, oh, I gotta practice. She's like, oh, this song again, But no, yeah, no, she's my little girl, man. She's super supportive, and we're all of us as a family, we all just ride this whole wave together, man. It's FOE, so.
Right, that's good. So, all right, moving on to what everybody is curious about. Let's talk about Penelope the pig.
Penelope Rose, yeah. She's actually here.
Oh,
what's up, pig?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
yeah.
So everybody, Penelope just said hi. I don't know if you heard her, but we just had an exclusive with Penelope the pig.
Exclusive from Penelope Rose. Yeah,
yes.
Man.
First time I ever interviewed a pig.
There you go.
She goes everywhere with you guys, right?
Yes. Yeah, she's our little leech for sure.
And you guys actually took her on the road with you and took her to the Idol audition and snuck her into the hotel in a baby stroller.
Yep. So that's, I mean, she is our baby technically, so like if you got to go into a place and they might not allow pets and you need to get, all your family in there, she's just a 1-year-old. She's a baby at the time, So yeah, we snuck Penelope in and she goes everywhere with us. She's actually, honestly, she's a lot better of a traveler than I ever could have expected. We literally just like set up a little spot for her in the car and she just chills and sleeps the whole time. And I'm talking, to Cali and back, like, 5, 6, 7 hours straight. Just being a good little pig. She's a good girl.
Now, when she is awake, and you're trying to sneak her in somewhere, does she get noisy?
Food. Yes, food is what you got to use. So, yeah. Anyone's trying to sneak a pig into a hotel, you just put them in a stroller and throw some food down and it might work. I won't make any promises. But
That is awesome that, she's that involved with your family and she's like a little dog.
hmm Yeah, she makes my dog look not the brightest, honestly. She's super. I didn't know this, man, but pigs are actually equivalent to a 3-year-old child as far as like what they can comprehend and understand and stuff. They're like just under dolphins, which is nuts. I had no idea. Obviously, you don't really learn that kind of stuff until you have a pig. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it shows like when when it's her and the dog, and I tell her to, do some kind of trick that we equally try to teach both of them. Like she responds right away, and the dog just kind of looks at me wanting the food.
Wow.
But yeah, man.
That's awesome. And I mean, I just have to tell you, you have the most photogenic family I think I've ever seen in my life. From
That's the girls, man. I have nothing to do with that. That's
well,
JC Taylor and Penelope.
well, that is true.
I got lucky.
I mean, yes. I mean, you're just kind of there.
Exactly. I ruin most of the pictures. Occasionally they'll get a good one, but
but I mean, everyone just has smiles, and I mean, when I'm scrolling through your guys' Facebook and I come across a family picture, it brightens my whole day because I I can see the love that you all have for each other, and it's like wow. And
thanks. I'm very, very, very lucky, man. But yeah, there is a lot of love in this house for sure.
yeah,
A little mushy sometimes,
yeah.
but
All right, I want to thank you for coming on the show, talking to me, giving us your journey. It's been a real pleasure, Marcus.
Thanks, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. Hopefully after the new year, talk about the stuff
Yep.
you have coming out.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate, honestly, you having us on. This is super, super cool. This is the first for us, so I definitely look forward to talking to you again. And like I said, by then we'll have the EP out. Hopefully, I don't want to make any promises, but hopefully, yeah, we'll have the EP out by then. And yeah, dude, we can talk more and hear some more music and have some more fun for sure.
All right, and here is Marcus Tinsley's Christmas is Here on Sky 81.7.
Don't you love the sound of those bells? Hear them jingle while the elves are busy making toys all year. For all of the girls and the boys that have been good this year, it's finally time to feel that something special in the air. Cinnamon pine cones are in season in the everywhere. This is the season that we love, that we've been waiting for.
Well, we don't have to wait anymore.
'Cause it's finally here. The best time of the year. So get out your stockings and the lights in the tree. It's time for cheer. Christmas is here. The big man is coming. Merry Christmas. children gazing through the window, hoping they will see the red glow of Rudolph's nose as it lights the way for Santa's sleigh to make it around the world by Christmas Day. And when that morning comes, the Christmas magic fills the air. And if you look close enough, you'll see that it is everywhere.